I'm Philipp, and look around. Here at Money 2020, we almost have cosmic financial power. It's unlimited what you can do with all the suppliers in this hall, and it's delivered through 1,000 non-standard, completely different, hard-to-use APIs. So I think we all know this problem. You're going traveling, you have your phone with you, you get to a new country, and the power plug is not the power plug you're used to. So this amazing device, which is also cosmic in power, just doesn't work for you. Well, what you need is this. And where is the fintech version of this? Well, I would say it would have to look something like that. What Solaris or AAZZUR or ID Now, W2 produce are fantastic, siloed, niche applications. And that's how the industry finances startups. So if you want to find the best card, you want to find the best account, the best loan, and of course all of these companies, since there are no standards, produce different adapters, different APIs. And when you do that, you'll end up, let's say you're starting a challenger bank like Marvin over here, right? You're going to end up using about 5 to 10 of these different adapters, and you would have to start to integrate them yourself, which is a mess. It's a lot of cables, it's a lot of wiring. They're totally different APIs, so there has to be a better way. At AAZZUR, our mission, very simply put, is that we believe that all of these products that are out there and many more need to be delivered at the point of need. What I mean by that is that financial services were always sold at the bank, or predominantly sold at the bank. That means that you went to a branch, or maybe you went to online banking, but it was always centralized. And then the fintech industry came along, and what did we do? We broke that mirror into 1,000 pieces. We picked a single piece, we looked at it and say, I can do that better. And just look around. I don't know how many exhibitors there are, but I think it's in the hundreds. And each of them produce a product superior to that of the bank, but how many of those do you actually interact with? And how many of those do you directly interact with? I would say in this room, maybe less than 5%. So that means in the future, these products that are here are going to be embedded. And that's what the industry has called embedded finance. And that also means that somehow they need to get there at the point of need. And what I mean by that is, if I'm booking some travel, maybe I want ski insurance, or I want travel insurance, or luggage insurance. When I buy a house, what does that mean? And what are the products around that? Or if I have a child. And the truth is, you're not going to download apps for house, child, travel again. You're going to want to have these products where you use them. And that means that the products that are at Money 2020 will have to appear in existing apps. And out of the 50 or 70 apps that you might have on your phone, let's be honest, how many do you use? 10? 8? 15? That would be a lot. In fact, I've asked people how many apps they use and how many fintech apps they have on their phone. The average is 1.3. So that means if we have hundreds of suppliers, we're going to have to get these products at the point of need, and we're going to have to integrate these interfaces somehow. So the web is relatively easy because there's a lot of security protocols that we can use. Authentication is a bit hard, but the products, to get them in there is relatively easy. You need to analyze the customer behavior to understand what they're doing, so there's some AI involved. But mostly it's about mobiles. So these are some of the basic parameters of how this has to be solved. The products that are here have to get to the web, they have to get to the mobile, and in order to do this in a scalable fashion, it has to be modular. What I mean by that is we can't reintegrate and rebuild front ends over and over and over again, making the mess even bigger and bigger. At the end of the day, a transaction list, as an example, is a transaction list that looks about the same in every banking app you ever have. And it's also true that the CO2 compensation could be done the same way. So these are some of our customers, and they use what we call smart finance blocks maybe you want to call it Fintech Lego, and you can combine these and to create very quickly, like paint by numbers, an interface to either a challenger bank, a peer-to-peer lender, an investment community, really anything you can build with smart finance blocks. What does this mean? So this is what you see out there as suppliers for the different embedded finance categories. We can see there is advances in SME lending, in factoring, in banking, in almost every sector of finance. And our customers, they want to come to us because they don't want to integrate with all of them, but they want to have one integration, and it's the rest of the headache. Nigel from AAZZUR once said to me, well, if an investor asks you, what's so complicated? Just tell them, if you want to offer a credit card, that's 21 integrations and contracts. And with you, it's one. So we are at the center of the embedded finance, embedded banking space, and we have built a layer that connects to the different players, and they're all there, they're abstracted, they understand GDPR, you have vendor independence, and that is the solution that about 4 companies in the world, the 5, are still really starting to build, and we are proud to say that we're very happy to be in that space. So the question was, what problems do we solve? Well, a few of them. For society, we democratize finance. It is already a fact that all of the Fortune 50 companies have a bank. Why do they have a bank? Do they want to be bankers? No, they want to use some aspect of finance and to improve their customer journey. At Volkswagen, it is to give you your first car finance, you know? And at IKEA, they want to control the supply chain. But so they already have banks. So embedded banking, embedding it in your processes is not new. And of course, if you have more products and you can sell more products, we also solve the profitability problem of challenger banks. They need to sell products to make money. And once banks start thinking about profitability at the retail level, they will also come knocking. In fact, the biggest talk yesterday that I saw and I walked around was, how do banks monetize open banking in the customer base? There were more people there that could sit down. So it is a trend that's coming. The other thing that we, of course, solve, it makes it easier, it's faster, and we somehow, for a lot of people that didn't have access to it, we also do things such as sustainability or financial inclusion, because all of a sudden the price point drops dramatically. This means that if you work with AAZZUR, it's about 10 times cheaper and 4 times faster. We make $1 million problem, $100K problem. We make a 3-year problem, a 9-month problem. And that means you can try new things like never before. So, I put it to you. Do you want the world that we have today, or do you want to come on a walk with AAZZUR? So, I want to thank you very much for the talk. I have a few announcements to make since it's Money 2020. First of all, I want to thank you. Thank you. I want to thank my partners, because this is all about partners. So I want to say thanks to AAZZUR, Trezor, Contis, W2, Wise, Besurance, Mia Wallet, and Ecolytic for me being able to stand here at all. And we have a few announcements, very special. We have 2 new white papers out there, one on sustainability, and one on how can retailers benefit from embedded finance. We also have 2 case studies that are out there, one about Sassoon Banking, which is in trade finance, and one is about Henry's high earners, not rich yet people in Germany. We have 3 new clients in the last 2 weeks, and it's a very special last announcement. We can announce today that we are officially partnering with Additiv, which is a premier wealth provider from Switzerland, used by all the private banks to enable our customers to include wealth products in their solutions. Thank you very much.